Hey everyone, welcome to another episode from QTPtutorial.net. I am so excited to have everybody here today with me. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, today's lesson is going to teach all of you a lot, and I think I'm going to change the lives of some automation engineers by bringing everybody up to a whole new level. So let's jump right in. Today, we're going to discuss a VB script editing tool called VBSedit. It is an external tool that does not involve QTP, but it allows you to edit VB script without QTP. So before all of you guys freak out and run away because I'm not going to teach some QTP stuff today, let me explain to you why I want to teach you guys about this tool. So, why is this tool so important? Well, first, many of you may not know or understand that automation is a skill. It's not just knowledge of a tool and knowing how to use it. An amazing automation engineer should be able to take his knowledge and transfer it to any tool that is required of him. Which brings me to my second point, in that a great automation engineer does not need a tool to do their work. The tool is an extension, it's an enhancement to the automation engineer. They take their knowledge and then they can exponentially increase it through the use of a tool. Okay? Another reason why this tool is so important is that you can do your work without using QTP. And this is really profound and really amazing, because in the real world, as many of you may know, and some of you may not, there are always problems with QTP. QTP is an amazing tool, but it is so buggy, and beside it being buggy, there are so many other problems that can occur. For example, I can't count the number of times that I've woken up in the morning to do some work and the QTP servers were down. You know, whether it's your company or the server itself, it doesn't matter. There are always instances where the QTP server will be down. And then, if you're only knowledgeable about QTP, what the heck are you going to do? You're going to lose a whole day of automation. And that doesn't help anybody. This is another very common situation that I've encountered multiple times. You may begin with 1 or 2 licenses, and your team begins to grow, and before you know it, all the manual testers are running scripts, you're running scripts, and you can't even open QTP because all of the licenses are being used by tasks that are running like 8 hours a day. Therefore, again, you are limited. Another situation that's always encountered, well, not always, but sometimes, in that you may just join a company and you are expected to be an automation engineer and you may be the first one. And in that meantime, they don't even have the tool yet. If you're at a large company, it's going to take several weeks for somebody to obtain a license, for the budget to be approved, and so on and so forth. So you're going to be sitting around doing nothing because you're only knowledgeable in how to use QTP. Again, no production from you. You are not seen as an overachiever by management. Finally, VBSedit, it's a perfect learning tool for all of the beginners that are just starting out. You may think that you need QTP in order to learn, but I can tell you this, that if you get VBSedit and you begin working on it, and you just learn VB script, which is the language that QTP uses, you're going to be far more ahead than many automation engineers that I have met. because many automation engineers that I have met, they begin by learning QTP. They learn the tool and they learn what to do with it, but they have no idea what the language is and how to really implement it. Sure, they may learn some quick techniques here and there, they may copy and paste some code, but they can't create anything from scratch. They don't understand the basics of the language. And so with VBSedit, you can simply just start learning there. You can just open up the tool and you can start playing with it. It has so many useful features that I'll show you guys, and you can use those features to help yourself learn VBScript. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out the tool and why it's so important. Okay, so here it is. It looks like this. If you double click on it, you'll get something that looks like that. Now let me tell you guys, VBSedit, it's only $59. This $59 will last for the rest of your life. You get one VBS license and you never have to renew it. And personally, it's one of the best investments that I've ever made because it makes my life so much easier, and it has probably saved me months and months of time in developing automation scripts. And furthermore, it's made me invaluable to the automation team because for those reasons that I've mentioned, when the servers go down, when QTP licenses aren't available, I can still do my work. I can still do things to help the team achieve their goals. And that is the ultimate automation engineer, one that is not stopped by simple problems. So, let's get into it. VBSedit. Oh, by the way, there is an evaluation version. You can go ahead and download it. You can try it for as long as you want. It never expires. But there is this annoying evaluation window that keeps popping up. If you want to try it, go ahead and take a look. But I highly recommend just investing the $60 into this tool, and then you will make up for that money in your time efficiency within a few weeks, no problem. And I bet as soon as your company sees how much more efficient you are, you will definitely get an increase in your salary, and that will in itself pay for the measly $60 that it costs for this license, especially when you compare it to a ridiculous license like QTP, which is about $7,000. Anyways, so let's check out this VBSedit. We have the typical menu here where we can do things such as saving things, editing. We have debug capabilities. We can debug our VB scripts in here. Some of you may have written VB scripts, and I bet you probably have used Notepad. And when you've wrote your VB script and you launched your Notepad script, you may have encountered some crazy errors. For example, if I do something like okay, now let me save this to the desktop. Okay, I saved it. Now, how do we run this? Well, for those of you that have written, you know you can either run this through command line or just by double clicking on it. Let me double click. Oh my gosh, an error. Now, we can at least see where the error is on line 2, character 1. Let's open up the editor. Line 2, character 1. What is that error? I have no idea. But with VBSedit, you can easily take this, put it into VBSedit, and first of all, you get an IntelliSense. I knew what methods I was writing, but did you guys have any idea what the pop-up method was? I bet most of you did not know that. But you can choose it here, and now you can see all the options that you want. And if we run this, you can see that the VBSedit actually gives us the error that occurred. It's the same thing, but you can at least see it. Down here, you can see the actual error, which is wrong number of arguments or invalid property assignment. And thanks to VBSedit, and because I can see the IntelliSense and the tooltips right here, I can see that it needs some kind of text. So now let's try to run the script, which by the way you can do just from here. Did you guys see that? I don't even have to save it as a VBS file and then execute and then try to figure out the problems. Oh, piece of cake. Error is fixed. But can you guys imagine? I know so many people that write VB scripts in this kind of a format, and then they run it, and then they encounter an error, and then they go in and they debug, and then they encounter an error, and then they debug an error, and so on and so forth. This effort goes on for so many wasted hours when they can simply just debug in VBSedit. Even just get the free trial version and just go ahead debug. It's so simple. But that's why I'm here for you guys. I'm trying to help you avoid all of these crazy mistakes that I've seen over and over in the industry. I just want you to learn from my experience. I want you to learn from other people's experience. Take that knowledge, put it in your head, and apply what I teach, okay? Anyways, let me get this out of the way. Now, with this, I can jump into another topic. Did you guys see how long it took me to type, for example, this line of code? Let's say it took me about 30 seconds, right? Well, in VBScript, there are very awesome features called snippets. And when you type in certain keywords plus F4, you'll get a code snippet. So for example, if I wanted to do shell and hit F4, boom, check that out, guys. It did everything for me. Plus, it even declared. If I wanted an Excel object, plus F4, check it out. It created an Excel object for me. What else do I want? An XML object. F4, got my XML object. Oh man, dictionary object. Guys, there's so many snippets right here. If you want to check it out, all these objects, you can do all of that. You can do statements. Functions, you can insert your own in there and create quick snippets. But did you guys see how fast I wrote all of these objects? I can't even count how many thousands of times I've written these 2 lines of code over and over in my automation career. And with VBSedit, the fact that it takes me like 5 seconds to do it is amazing because all those seconds add up, guys. And that's what I always preach here is efficiency. You don't want to waste your time writing code that you have already written before, or you don't want to waste your time writing the same line of code over and over, because that takes away from your automation time. And the more time you can spend using your brain to create unique solutions to crazy problems, the better of an automation engineer you will be deemed as to your company. Does that make sense, guys? I hope so, because it makes a lot of sense to me. Anyways, so these are all of the awesome code snippets. There are other things that I love about VBSedit, and that is script samples. Yes, they provide code for you to do many things that are very common. So for example, if you go up here to samples and then scripting techniques, and then we can go, for example, for text files. Check it out. Let's read something. Create a text file, or writing data to a text file, or writing string content to the end of an existing text file. Do any of you guys know how to do that? If not, here's the code. It's done for you. Copy, paste, insert your own text file, and you can do it. Let's look at another awesome snippet, guys. We can, for example, go into operating systems and task scheduling. Now, some of you may know that VB scripts may be used to create a kickoff script for a QTP test, and that in turn can be scheduled through Task Scheduler at any time, and that's very often how you get recursive automation runs going on in the middle of the night. For example, for some of my companies, I have created scripts that will go in at 2 a.m. in the morning, and it will execute some kind of a smoke test. It will execute regression suites. I've even created scripts that will back up directories and so on and so forth. So you can actually do so through a VB script. And if you don't know how, it's no problem, because VBS will give you the code. Now just go ahead, come in here, change up some parameters, and you're good to go. Is this awesome or what, guys? Let's look at another snippet. If we go to samples, we can go into Microsoft Office, and look, everybody uses Microsoft Excel. In just the QA industry, it's, probably, I think it's the #1 tool that is most utilized in QA. And so you may need to know how to do some procedure. And here, there are a number of awesome code examples that you can take, you can use, modify for your own needs. And that's it. All the work is done for you guys. Can you imagine? I think all of this right here, just written for you in a professional format, will teach you, will help you, will decrease your scripting time. That in itself is worth the $60. And by the way, guys, I'm not preaching this tool because I make any money off of it. I'm not an affiliate for this or anything at the time of recording. I am just a guy who is trying to help. I'm giving you guys things that will make you better automation engineers. That's it. And some things cost money, some things don't. But this one happens to be one of my favorites, and it only costs $60. So that's why I'm saying just invest the freaking $60 and you'll be way better because of it. Okay, one more thing that I wanted to show you guys here is just this object browser. So do you guys see how I created all of these objects? And along with all of these objects, I get this object browser. It will show me all of the properties and methods that are available, for example, to the scripting object, to the XML object, and so on and so forth. You can obviously always see it with hitting a dot and seeing the IntelliSense. If you guys have no idea what a dictionary object is, come in here and check it out. It does amazing things. If you guys have never worked with a XML object, go ahead and check it out and see what it does. Check out all these things that it can do. It's pretty great. You may have not known a lot about this because some of these are not even contained in QTP. So this is a great utility that will enhance your knowledge far beyond anything you can imagine. Another awesome feature here is, I already showed it to you, but it's the debugging feature. And for example, if I want to add, okay, and then I can run this whole thing. Let me comment this because I don't need a pop-up box. And we can debug. This is just a few lines of code, guys. But imagine this to be a long script. I've written huge, 100-line scripts with VBScript to do some functions. You can come down here and you can see everything that's going on in the debug mode. You can see all of the objects created, and we can look at the dictionary object that I created. And we can look at what's going on there. We can see all of its methods. We can see the key. And so on and so forth. Okay? This is how it's very easy to debug, guys. You can see everything that's going on. And if I wanted to display it, check it out. You just learned a new object if you didn't know what a dictionary object is. Okay? So these are all the awesome features of this tool. It's pretty amazing. I recommend you guys check it out for yourself. It will make your life 100 times easier if you know how to use it. And even if you just come in here and just take their code, that's it. It's worth your time checking it out. But what's even crazier is there's an extra feature that it comes with, and that it comes with a HTML editor. Yes, you can do your own HTML editing with another tool. So really, you're getting two editors for the price of one. To be honest, I don't use the HTML editor too often, but if you find a need for yourself to get into HTML, you got it, and you can go ahead and check it out. Alright, well, that's it for the episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed VBSedit. I hope you understand why this is so important. And if you got any questions, concerns, or comments, just go ahead and leave them for the video. Even if you think my videos suck, I don't care. Just tell me. I'm always looking to improve, and I'm always looking to help you guys exceed and become better automation engineers. So yeah, just feel free. I don't mind. I'm not going to be upset if you leave me a bad comment. It just means I have to work harder. And all of this content, you can always find on qtptutorial.net. And I appreciate everybody tuning in. You guys are really awesome. Thank you so much for taking 20 minutes out of your day to join me here. I really appreciate it, guys, and it's extremely flattering for me. Anyways, thanks. Have a wonderful day, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I will definitely be recording another episode soon. Take care, everybody.